So Earl in the cowboy hat said, all right, hey, man, I got 2 rolls. I'm like, hey, that's what you're holding in your hand. I see it. He said, can you get these today? And I'm like, yeah, buddy, I can get them. Because the 1 hour thing is crap. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. I'm telling you right now. It goes through the initial machine with when you get the film out or whatever, and it goes through that one machine. 5 minutes, you can print them in a minute and a half. And then they dry and they come out. 8 minutes, maybe 10, and a roll of film's done.
How about that?
So 1 hour photo. So I said, yeah, buddy. I said like 20 minutes. I can have both rolls. He said, I want doubles. I'm like, it's no big deal. That's just a button. You just push. So he said, yeah. He said, but I got a question. I said, yeah. He said, they'll be in color, right? I'm like, yes.
Cyan and magenta.
He said they're going to be on glossy. And I'm like, if you want glossy, I can do either.
We can do matte.
Yeah. So
for a slight upcharge.
Yeah. So we can do matte or glossy. And he said, like, glossy's fine. I said, okay. He said, but when they come through here, is everybody going to be able to see them? I'm like, well, I said, that's an interesting question because yes, but there's really nobody in the store. He said, do you have to look at them? I said, I don't have to, but I also don't want to have to print this 10 times if there's a problem. So I have to kind of look at the paper. I said, I don't think there's going to be an issue, but I said, I generally look at the first 3 and then leave it alone. Although we were supposed to go through the whole set. I never did because I just didn't care.
Well, sure.
I don't care. I don't care about your family reunion. I don't care. Look at that. Look,
other than your grandma.
Hey, Jeannie's drinking the tea again. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Put whatever you want in your mouth. I don't care. So anyway, so he said, well, can you not look at them? And I said, hey man, listen, I get it. There's something on here you don't want me to see, and I probably don't want to see it either. I said, but I also don't want to charge you for something if it looks like,
bad. If it looks bad, right.
All right. So we talked for another minute or two, and I said, how about this, man? Like, how about this? I just won't look, whatever. The problem with that is I have to be the one to print the negatives. So I can clearly see what's in every picture. Like
he didn't know that.
No. It's like, buddy, I'm looking at I have to look at the negatives. I don't have a choice.
Right.
So I run these things through. And as you do, as you're a young person working in a store, you act all serious with the customer. The minute they walk out the door, I go get everybody, my buddies that work in the store, say, come on back.
This is terrible.
So we're standing in front of this machine as these pictures are coming out, just waiting on them because we know they're going to be awful.
Oh.